Thanks for watching Roland Digs It. I'm Roland, and this is my box of boxes. Yeah, I know how that sounds, but if you're into watches, watch collecting like I am, then you already get it. These are not just boxes, but they're first impressions. I'll explain. So before you ever touch the watch, before you ever see the dial, the brand itself has already kind of made its decision on how it wants you to feel. And I really kind of think that's important when it comes to watch collecting. A lot of us love the watches. We love the hobby. And there are many people out there who see the box, with the package that it comes in, as merely just that. They throw it away, they toss it. Most people who get a new cell phone, after a month or so, they just throw the box of the cell phone away, or a new laptop. You just toss the old box, the packaging that it came in. But there are some brands out there, like Beats headphones. Back in the day, a pair of Beats headphones, opening up that packaging, it was an experience in and of itself. And I think that watches, I've always felt, is kind of similar to that. You see, some brands are not just selling you a watch, they're selling you a moment, an experience. They're selling you a story. So today I'm going to be ranking these boxes, a little smattering of my boxes, and I'm going to rank them not from 1 to 10 or anything like that, but I'm going to be ranking them from why did you even try to this has no business being this nice. So let's get rid of the box now. And now we have our smattering of watch boxes, as you can see down here. Yeah, oh wow, that's the first time I've ever pulled off that little camera move right there. Okay, so I'm going to tilt this little camera lens back down a little bit, and we're going to go over some of these because I want you guys to get an understanding of what it's all about. All right, let's start right here. Good old Casio tin. Wow, pot metal. This has got, we spent the entire budget on the watch energy. No money spent on the case of the box itself. In fact, it's got that first apartment pan sound to it. This is functional, and that's about it. And honestly, I respect that. Casios are badass watches. There's no need to embellish the case and box that it came in. Keep it simple because the watch is going to speak for itself. But then we move on to Glycine. Slightly more expensive. This is a Glycine Combat. Probably about 200 bucks here. It's a simple box, outer box that is, owner's manuals and stuff. And then as we open it, this $200 watch is revealing a pretty nice box. Really nice rubbery feel on the box. It's a large box, it's not tiny. And then open it up, and there's our Glycine Combat on a little biscuit. We have some leather feeling style material here, and a cushy little biscuit top on the lid, or a biscuit cushion finish on the lid here, and it's all rubbery, so it's kind of like a nice texture to it. You can kind of hear this. Watch, listen real closely. Not bad. The watch itself looks great, beautiful presentation on a little biscuit itself that's kind of leather wrapped also. It's falling apart a little bit because this watch is from like 2010, but simple box, quality design. It looks good for what it is. It feels like it wants to be premium, but you know, it really isn't. It's like showing up to a black tie event with your tuxedo on, but then you're wearing New Balance sneakers. Now here's where things get a little interesting. This is a Tissot T-Touch. You can see already, they already have their variations of their logo on the outside. We're gonna slide off this outer box right here, toss that aside, and in here, we now have the inner box. History, heritage, branding. This is all intentional. And as we pull out these books here, you can see even more history and provenance and branding. Tissot gives you a little booklet here that talks all about their watch. And then another booklet here that goes in to that depth with pictures of all of their latest models. This is a great little booklet. It's got so much cool stuff, especially since it's from 10 years ago now, about 10 years ago. And now we're gonna open up the box itself and take a look at the watch. And even as you open up the box itself, just look at what you get here with this Tissot box. And again, this was about a $299 watch originally from Joma's shop. I think I got it cheaper, of course. But yeah, look at this. On a little cushion biscuit, a Tissot Racing T-Touch. or saline touch, I'm sorry. And then you have your inner box right here. And the cool thing about the inner box is that it's lined with this really soft velvety material. You can hear it in here. It's so soft. And then on the sides, it's just really cool also still. There's more compartments here on the side to open up where there's booklets, and then there's little, this one has the tags in there. And on the other side, you have another little side pouch that you can open up that has another booklet. And then on the lid here, they even put this cool little Tissot bag to carry your watch in. That is so neat. And it's also velvet. I mean, they really are making an effort. With this setup here, Tissot is truly wanting to feel like you bought into something bigger than it really is. And in actuality, you kind of did. Hamilton, same vibe. Let's open up the outer box here. Here we are. Look at that. Awesome presentation. Clean, solid, confident, no gimmicks, just a nice solid box. They put books and whatnot in the slot down here on the bottom. And then you have this wooden style, it's a faux wood case. Open it up and there is your Hamilton Railroad Classic. Again, soft, rubbery, leather feeling wrapped material and a squishy top of that box here. It's great and it looks wonderful, but it's not blowing your mind, right? It's just what Hamilton is all about, which is no nonsense, solid, well-made watch. Even that close, it's still pretty solid. This is a great display, great box. And I say display sometimes because you can actually put these on the desk. If this is your only watch, this Hamilton, then you can easily get away with putting this watch on your desktop or on your dresser and leaving it like this. And when you get home at the end of the night and you close your box, you can leave it like that. It looks just as nice the way it is without having to be in some sort of glass presentation. And that's what I like. I like that kind of stuff. We're gonna take a look at the Swatch X Blancpain and Boderry. Let's look at the Swatch first. Again, they're trying to tell a story. This is the Swatch Blancpain collaboration, The Oceans of Storm. Now we are getting to the fun stuff. This thing shouldn't be as cool as it is. Slide that off. And now, remove our Swatch booklets. By the way, inside of these is the same thing. It's going to have, as the Tissot that is, it's going to have pictures of other models. And then you have the cool freaking case that your Swatch comes in. Now this presentation right here reminds me of the early model Beats headphones, the way that the unboxing experience would be with the Beats headphones. And there is your Swatch X Blancpain model. Great little watch, great little presentation in this cool ballistic egg, almost like a clamshell, maybe because of the whole Oceans of Storm thing, but great little case. Can you travel with it much? No, it takes up so much space, but it's just the presentation of it. It's cool. This playful design that they did is just, it's awesome. It really did bring their brand into a whole new era of people wanting to just get in on the Swatch game. Next we have Boderry. Boderry is great, simple. $99 watch. These normally go for like 120 bucks, but I got this one for around $99. And if you look closely, this little box that it's in here is a shipping container, like a shipping container that you would see on an ocean liner. You can even see the little doors right there, except this container opens like this. Once you open it, inside you have your booklets. Remove those guys. Warranty card, little spongy stuff, and then there's your Boderry Voyager titanium field watch. Automatic movement. Again, great little watch, 99 bucks, and you have this cool little collector tin. Now, if this collector tin that you're seeing, or this little collector, it's plastic, by the way, but it is still pretty cool. But if this looks familiar, the reason it would look familiar is because normally this little box right here, you see it up at the top of my shelf up here behind my little race car there at the top. So yeah, this is where that normally is. If you look at my old videos, you'll see it there. Great little case. Next. All right, now we're getting in dangerous territory. These next watches are the reason that people keep the boxes. And it feels like an event. Weight, texture. It's just an overall experience. You have this awesome outer box that holds this inner box. Leathery feeling warranty card booklet, even though it is like a ballistic rubber, it just feels kind of leathery. And then you have the owner's manual, which is huge, by the way, and it's written in every single language probably. And then we unzip the case. It's got the crest on it right there. We lift this up, and what do we have? We have an Omega dark side of the moon enclosed in the surrounds with carbon fiber. The little biscuit here, by the way, is also wrapped in a leathery feeling material. And inside the centerpiece, the center insert there, again, carbon fiber looking material, even though it's probably just cardboard. But the whole thing feels tailored to the design of the watch. If you see on the watch itself a hint of red below where it says Omega, and the same thing right here, a hint of red all around with this trim and a little hint of red right here. Man, what a great little, this is one of those unboxing experiences that you just enjoy. And I remember the first time I opened it up, I was just so excited to see it. Now Cartier, or however you say it, doesn't really try hard. And that's why it works. Minimal, elegant, confident. It's basically saying, we don't need to impress you. You already know. And that's what's important. And I like this one because the box feels like it's wrapped in leather. It's such a nice feel to this red box. And you notice that some of the bigger brands, your Rolexes, Cartier, Omega, I mean, they tend to use these bold colors that they've used for 100 years to let you know what it is. And there's this little push button right here. You push that and the box will open up. And there's your watch. Look how cool is that? So this one is wrapped in Alcantara. If you're not familiar with Alcantara, it's a suede-like material that you see like on the insides of Ferraris and Lamborghinis. And inside we have a Cartier Santos medium and such soft, supple material behind this. Great box, great presentation. I love the look of this. Tudor, another one of those no nonsense, no frills, simple box. It's just there to say, we know what we're doing. We want you to understand that we get that this is a tool watch. Let's make it functional, but yet beautiful and elegant at the same time. Also, with a suede-like material, you have your Tudor Black Bay little smiley here, booklets down below, a little pop box right here where you can keep your extra links and whatnot. Great little box. And again, it's substantial without being showy. And I like that. That's what I like about my watch boxes. The ones that I kind of tend to like the most are the ones that feel like there's some sort of importance and substantiality to it without being like showy and like, look at me. Plus, I love that. Listen to that snap. Man, that thing will take your finger off. It is solidly built. I like the Tudor box a lot. I really do. I think it's just such a well-made box. The outer box is super sturdy and it feels really nice. Whereas other ones tend to feel a little bit more cardboardy and cheap, like the Hamilton, which is still nice, but the Tudor just feels like a whole different level, like they really made an effort on this outer box. Now for the one that you fanboys have all been waiting for, which is the Rolex box. Now the Rolex box is, you don't really need to say much. The green with the gold, it says it all itself. Now this is just pure psychology right here. Again, the green box with the gold crown and the heavy feel, like everything feels heavy duty on this. Although I have to say, the Tudor outer box felt more substantial than the Rolex, honestly. But it's still nice and well done. Amazing quality. The texture, the feel. People say it's leather wrapped. I don't really feel it. It almost feels like it's just wood. I don't know if I feel any kind of leather material there. If it is, it's so tightly applied that it feels like it's part of the wood. You have gold hinges on the back. A raised gold crown and not just some paint or a little piece of plastic. It's actual metal. And then you open it up and the interior is just as beautiful. And look at that contrast. Dark green Rolex green with this soft white suede, and it breaks it up so much. It gives it such a contrast that makes the watch stand out. And there's your 12-6-900 Air King, a drop down little slot there to hide your booklets, and your watch right in the middle on a soft biscuit. And the biscuit on this one, it feels pretty cheap, honestly. It feels like they skimmed. Honestly, at this one right here, the box feels like it's doing just as much talking as the watch is. I mean, the box speaks for itself. You see that box, it's like, okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna enjoy unboxing this. And it is great. This is a really nice unboxing experience. Now this last one, Grand Seiko. This is different. This one, it honestly, it hits differently. It feels important. And that's what I love about this watch. When I unboxed this one for the first time, it felt like I was doing something important. It had reverence to it. So let's go ahead and take off this outer box. And this is not the most expensive watch. It's just the effort that was put into this. That's the best way I could describe this. Grand Seiko made a serious effort here. So you have to take out the inner box from the outer box. And this, by the way, is amazingly sturdy and soft at the same time, rice paper. So the way I did this is I just put these two pieces together and I held them, and that's how sturdy this rice paper is, or whatever this material is. And to pull it out, and I set the box down. Let's put this aside just a little bit. Now on the inside of the inner box, it's squishy cushion on the bottom that holds the booklets. And there are multiple booklets that talk about the brand and the watch and all of its mechanism. And then there's the interior with the links and the squishy bottom. Let's put the outer box aside, and let's bring this over here. Again, we unfold this Grand Seiko rice paper, which is, by the way, not just simple paper. It's actually got like a texture on it. If you can see that, it's got little striations in the lines of the paper. Gorgeous piece. I just love this. It's not loud. It's considered. It's intentional. It's quiet. It's precise. This is just, honestly, it fits this brand perfectly. Let's open this up. And it comes with this cloth bag to store your watch in. And here we are. It's the Grand Seiko GMT quartz watch with the 9F movement. And let's take a look down here at the box. Again, beautiful material. This is like a silk wrapped piece of cardboard right here. And then there's these two little silk straps around the sides to open things up. And then you have the tags. And on the back, again, a squishy biscuit feel behind the Grand Seiko logo there. They give you, again, that's the same kind of vibe. This soft, leathery biscuit with a silk strap going across it. And this great looking bag to hold your Grand Seiko in, which on the back is also got this really soft material where it slides into that you can also use to clean your watch. Oh my gosh, this is just an experience in itself with this little watch. And this is a great travel watch, the SBGN 003. This by far is probably my favorite watch that I've ever unboxed. This is a Grand Seiko, just because, again, when I was unboxing it, it just felt like you were doing something important. And I know I say that word important funny because I don't know why. And because I'm talking to the camera here. I love this. I love this box, and the artistry that went into putting all of it together was just amazing. And I love that about Grand Seiko. After all this we saw, does any of this really matter? No and yes. At one side, they're just boxes. They're literally just boxes. They hold the product. But on the other end, they tell a story, an important story, because it's the beginning of a journey. These boxes all represent, if you truly love watches and collecting them as much as I do, they represent the beginning of your journey with this watch. It starts with opening up the box. It sets expectation, it builds emotion, and it kind of justifies the price. And whether we admit it or not, it works. Now, I gotta ask you guys, and be honest, do you keep your watch boxes or do you throw them away? And if you do keep them, how big is your box of boxes? I'd like to know. Put your comment down below, let me know what you think, and let me know about your collection of watch boxes. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Bye.